You know, the 1980s brought a lot of classics. It was also a creative time for entertainment and storytelling. From the film industry, comic books, and TV shows. And of course, video games were popping out in better quality for the 8-bit era. However, there's one classic film that came out this decade that brought the sci-fi action to the field. While sci-fi actions have been around like Star Wars, this brought a different approach, and it was very unique. And yes, I'm talking about James Cameron's The Terminator, the very first one starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And boy, this film, there's a lot to talk about. So let's get to it, shall we?
The very beginning of the film opens up to 2029 with the future in disarray from the machines. They became aware and started attacking humans, and their goal to annihilate humanity. However, we don't focus on the future, we go back to the past, 1984, where two individuals are sent back to look for a woman called Sarah Connor. The reasons unknown yet, but as the plot continues, we soon get a reveal on why these two individuals are going after Sarah Connor. And one of them is a Terminator that will hunt down Sarah Connor and kill her, while the other sent to help her. The plot is really good with great detail to what the heck's going on when it comes to the action. The whole effects in this film too is just really good for the time. Though some stuff is very outdated at this point when it comes to practical effects. By day's end though, it's still a really good movie if you're into the 1980s and just love a lot of stuff from the 80s. This is a classic from the 1980s.
When it comes to the quality of the film, it does give that feel of being very intense and stressful because it's got that horror vibe to it. And the 80s was top notch with horror. And it gives that quality feel, the atmosphere, the music that's playing just adds to the tension, knowing that this Terminator is after Sarah Connor. And I thought the performances in this film alone were really good.
With action, suspense, nerve-wracking moments, but of course, a lot of great shots and scenes in the film. And I didn't really notice too much editing issues except for the fact that there are points where certain scenes will speed up a little faster. I don't know why they did that, but it's whatever. I just thought the film was shot really well. Every character in here is really well written. What they're going through, and even the detective side, even when it's short, the detectives have a good chemistry. I mean, overall, I enjoyed this movie for a classic 80s action sci-fi horror flick. If you liked Aliens, you might like this, but boy, Terminator, such a really good, fun experience. The music in here is also really good. I really like the music in here for that 80s feel, of course, but there are certain points where some scenes in the movies are shot so well and the music just adds to that tension. It works.
So I have Sin's corner here. She is such a big fan
I should have worn my Terminator shirt.
Yeah, see right there. She's such a big fan of Terminator. I was also diving deep into like quality of the film, and of course, the actress did a really good job in the movie. But I was also
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, I was gonna bring up like some of the effects in here are a bit outdated, like the Terminator stop motion, and then of course the practical effects and some green screen moments when they were closing a door in one of the scenes when the Terminator's chasing them. You would think they would want to go back and fix those things, but I guess they left it as is because of the charm of the 80s. But
I mean,
I don't know. They could fix
it like they did with Terminator 2.
Yeah, but do you want to kick off your experience with this movie?
I remember the very first day I saw this movie.
Let's hear the fangirl on this. Let's go.
Well, this is just my story. I was in high school. I was in 10th grade. I was in typing class. And all of a sudden, I couldn't see part of the page. And I started to freak out. And my teacher said, "Oh, honey, it's okay. You're just having a migraine." So my dad took me to the doctor, left school early. My dad took me to the doctor. Doctor gave me medicine. We came home. We were driving on the way home. We stopped at a video store that was at a gas station, basically. And I had seen Terminator many times. My parents had seen it and told me about it like a year or so before I even got the movie. Rented the movie, got home, and all of a sudden I started getting sick to my stomach because migraines will do that to you. Ran to the bathroom, got sick, and then watched Terminator. So I always have these things in my brain associated with that film. I was a fan from the moment I saw it. And I even created a video where I was talking about how the Terminator changed my life. And it was basically because Arnold was such an influence on me. He was such a big deal for me that it literally altered the course of my life as far as things like fitness and exercise and taking care of yourself. And I started exercising as a teen to this book he wrote, Body Shaping for Women. And that's just been part of my life since forever, basically.
She's fangirling
So
right now.
this movie is a big deal to me, and Terminator 2, when it came out, just fantastic. I love the Terminator so much because I like time travel stuff. I love the Terminator so much because I like time travel stuff, and also just the coolness factor of what you find out about the father of John Connor. I honestly never put that together. Some people who have been watching it, that we've been seeing their the reaction videos to it, some of them start to piece it together. I honestly never did. It never even occurred to me until it showed her with the baby bump. But I just love the horror thriller aspect of it. The romance that's not overly sappy and ridiculous, honestly, because they played it right, and I'm not a fan of romance stuff. But this one was done. This one was done well.
Well, there was a specific reason it needed to be
They
done.
didn't need to show all that, but it was important that we note that they had that relation because that's how John Connor came to be. Also, did you mention the thing about the cut scene at the end where the camera panned up and showed the factory where they had this final battle, which was Cyberdyne? It was Cyberdyne. And then in Terminator 2, they had collected the hand and the partial chip from the brain. You know, Cyberdyne did it. Anyway, it's just cool. I love.
See, she's such a fangirl. She fangirls over Linda Hamilton.
I never get tired of watching this movie ever, especially T2, but especially the Terminator. This one's very closely attached to T2 for me. I mean, T2 is my favorite movie of all time, but this one is not very far behind. So, yeah.
Aww, fangirl.
It's just such a fun movie. I mean, James Cameron, why can't we have more films like this? I don't want to see Dances with Smurfs anymore. I want to see more stuff like Terminator and True Lies. And yeah, that's where he excels for me. Last great James Cameron film.
I would agree. But I haven't watched the second Avatar movie, so I'm not really interested. Yeah, but this is since Corner's fangirlness.
This was mild.
Not when it came to Linda Hamilton or Arnold.
Well, I haven't met Arnold.
You met Linda.
I met Linda. That was cool. That was
she
a cool,
fangirled like a 15-year-old girl and Taylor
Not
Swift.
till after it was done. Not till after we were away and she didn't see me completely lose it because she
held my hands and rubbed my face.
She fangirled like a 15-year-old in a Taylor Swift concert.
He's never seen it, and so he whipped out the camera, was trying to take some videos, and he will not let me forget it ever
I
since.
will not.
She was influential to me too because when she showed up in T2 and she, looking the way she looked, it was so I was so inspired anew by her. And so I started picking up weights even more enthusiastically after that. I never got to that level, but I always appreciated the aesthetic of her look.
So a lot of people like Terminator 1 more than Terminator 2.
I mean, that's understandable. I can completely see why. Honestly, I'm not going to fight about why Terminator 2 is better for me because honestly, I love the Terminator so much.
I know because you fangirl it.
Yes.
She's a 15-year-old again. So that being said, I would conclude that it's a great movie. Great
Yes,
movie.
If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Watch it. Great movie.
And then watch Terminator 2.
And yes, Mom, since she could blabber about this all day. She took half of this show away from me. I mean,
Oh,
look
did
at
it? Well, you invited me down here.
I'm kidding. I wanted everybody to see this fangirl.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, sci-fi action.
You've seen it now. Sci-fi, horror, thriller, action, adventure, romance. Oh, it's so perfect.
That's
Yes.
what you were doing in the inside.
After I walked away from Linda Hamilton. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, you could follow me here, and you could check her channel out where she laughs, she cries, she fangirls like a 15-year-old at a Taylor Swift concert.
Don't compare me to Swiftie fans, please. My goodness.
And if you want to see her rage, because that's also funny,
I have tended to do that from time to time.
just watch Halloween Ends a review. Yeah, that's the same type of expression. I guess.
I guess.